repeat self-conversation. Same spot I was before. Abraham Lincoln Park. It's not even Lincoln Park, but it looked like Abraham Lincoln. It was over here. They say Illinois is the state of Abraham Lincoln, the city of Abraham Lincoln. So that's crazy. I'm in Wheaton, Illinois right now. You know what I'm saying? Suburb. Got the kids playing right there. The public park. The public park. Next to the library. The library looked like Abraham Lincoln came to this motherfucker. Like a university. You know what I'm saying? You can tell because all the concrete is like super like rusted and like just it look old. That's all I can say, right? Oh, it look old. Shit look old. You probably think looking at the kids. Damn kids. What I don't understand is why these kids won't stay at the schoolhouse or school grounds. Why they gotta come like to a public area, you know what I'm saying? It's killing me, bro. I be thinking like, don't y'all got a playground? I don't know, this ain't Texas, so I can't judge. Anyways, I'm gonna take y'all over there maybe a little bit later. Next to the pond. It's really beautiful. The tree, they have this tree. It's amazing. Yeah, amazing. Look at all these trees. Right? It's nuts. I think they call it the sticks. We're in the sticks now, right? Anyways, and like behind those trees over there is a house. So I think I'm on his land. I don't even know exactly, but whatever. I don't care. Anyways, so we chilling today, but yeah, we just talking, man. Got some ideas. Might as well record them. You know what I'm saying? Not ideas, but things were flowing in my head. But yeah, so like, see what I was saying? I just remember like back in like when I was working at Little Caesars, I had a coworker, man, that motherfucker was crazy. And I didn't think he was crazy, but now I realize how he was crazy. And I realize a lot of my coworkers were crazy. Like I say crazy, I'm just gonna say like I remember this female coworker. I'm gonna say names because I don't care. Nobody watches this shit like that. Like her name was May May. That was her nickname. She was Pakistani. Man, fuck that hoe. Like she was crazy as hell. Like I could tell like she had a fetish for black guys. Even my second reader told me that. I could tell she was a fetish for black guys. And it's funny because a lot of Middle Eastern women are very promiscuous. Very promiscuous. They're known for being promiscuous. That's the reason why they had to take Islam. People like that, Neanderthalic people, they literally created religion for themselves. The reason why women wear hijabs and all this is because their women are very quick to throw that ass at somebody. They like the fact that they can get attention from men and then like charge them money for it. They even had to like arrest a woman that was literally like, I don't know how I forgot the exact story, but in so many words, she basically got 300 men to send her like a lot of money individually. You know what I'm saying? Not like she didn't like get it, but she was basically gonna have an orgy with 300 different dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like they were asking me how they found out, but the police found out and they arrested her, bro. They arrested her. That is crazy. But it's true, like, that's what I'm saying. Middle Eastern women will, if they find they can get power from sex, they'll use that shit. They'll use that shit hard than a bitch. And that's why they love doing that shit. That's why they pride themselves on being wives and all that shit. You know, same thing with, a lot of women are like that. You know what I'm saying? But I would say the most I've noticed is, I don't know exactly what type of Hispanic, but I would say Hispanic women like to do that shit. Middle Eastern women like to do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And not really white women. White women like the power. They don't give a fuck about the money. They want the power. You know what I mean? Type shit. So that's what I've noticed. You know? But yeah, she used to do that shit, man. So that's why the men had to create all that shit, you know what I'm saying? Same thing with Christianity. You know, these motherfuckers were like, you know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers were having homosexual sex more than they were having straight sex because they just didn't want to, you know what I mean? Fuck with the opposite sex. A lot of European, you know what I'm saying? So they end up having to create the one man, one woman, thing because if these people were not going to procreate, they had to make them procreate for power purposes, population control and all that. So that's crazy, right? Yeah, we don't have that problem. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, Africans don't have that problem. So yeah, that's why black people kind of get caught up in that because they're part of that. You know what I mean? Being the slaves. That's why they had them. It's like you have to understand. That's why they kind of had slaves. It's like this is what they wanted to do. You know what I mean? Which is crazy because that means so much is repressed. Because he went from like being a freaky freak to like, oh no, 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 no. You know what I mean? So like, shit. You already know what it is. Like they're repressed more than what you think. You know what I mean? So black people get caught up in that and. It get weird, but yeah, like, yeah, it get weird. Oh. I'm with thunder on the low, nobody can know. Damn, dude, I feel so weird, but I just want to do what I have to do. I don't have to drink. I mean, what else am I gonna do right now? Shit, fuck it. Let's show you what I got going on. About this, they sell liquor at the grocery store, dudes. Here, like, they sell liquor at the grocery store. I don't think I've actually seen a liquor store, which is crazy. And they sell it on Sundays. I think they're open until 12. That's wild. Anyways, so I got Triple Sec. It's, I guess, a well-known brand or something like that. It's basically like an orange liquor. It smells amazing. This is a brandy. It smells like I'm trying to think. It's trying to remind me of, because I can't say oranges because it don't smell like necessarily like oranges. Oranges has more of a very citrus, oily smell to it. It smells like damn, I can't put my finger on it. Like some type of artificial like, but I wouldn't say like I don't know. One more time. I'm trying to remember like the drink it was. No, not Sunny D, not orange juice. Damn. What's that drink? It's like a drink from the 90s. And it was like powder. I can't remember what it is. Like it was like it's like an orange powder. You know what I'm talking about? Like man, I can't remember the name of it. It's been so long since I've seen that. But y'all know what I'm talking about, right? When you like remember we went to a church event or like a Boy Scout, Girl Scout meeting or something like that, and they pulled out this like, you know what I'm saying, container, and it was like full of this orange powder, and it's like orange juice. I forgot what it was. It's not Squirt. I can't remember the name, man. But anyways, that's what this smells like. Triple Sec smells like that. Yeah, I can't remember the name of that thing though. I know it has like I think the label's like green, but the whole carton is like orange. That's what that smells like. So we got some of that. I was drinking it yesterday, and it's crazy because like look how much I knocked out. Like that's why I like drinking wine because I can kind of like drink it. I like drinking beer because I can just drink it. This I gotta like sip it. I can't even. And of course, you know what I'm saying. We got some Mountain Dew, the Illinois brand, Signature Select. Citrus soda with the citrus. Let's go ahead. Put the sip on that a little bit. I am poor as fuck. So yeah, we found this. So I'm gonna drink out of this. It has a fruit punch in it, so ain't bad fruit punch. Kind of watered down though. But it's extremely clean, so I'm gonna keep it like that. Put it on the side. So go ahead and mix, a little mix, a little mixer, you know. Nothing too crazy. And it tastes really good too. The shrimp and steak tastes really good. Can't lie. It was the cheapest thing they had at the grocery store. They sell like Hennessy, they sell whiskey. I was like, damn. Like, I came in the grocery store and I was like, what the fuck? Y'all got a whole liquor store in here? What the hell? Like, it was like a whole liquor store. Which is crazy because in Texas we got like Specs and all that, you know? So, like, I don't know. I don't think they have like Specs here and stuff like that. That's a little dangerous. That tastes amazing. Like my kids will love drinking. My kids love drinking that. It tastes amazing. Okay, wait. Grocery diving has been plentiful. Got a lot of food, so we're good right now. I just came from the job fair. It's pretty straightforward job fair. Well, that's how you do it, though, you know? So, like, that's how you do a job interview and fair. Like, we just, all professionals coming together, comparing notes. That plain and simple. Everything else is for the birds. Trying to judge somebody's character, trying to see what type of person they are. That's all just nonsense. You're just crazy. And you usually want me to kiss your ass. And depending on how simple it is, where I don't need like actual training, like real training for it, I know you're crazy. That's why I love Texas. Like, it's like I can't. Like, people, like other friends, couple or whatever, on TikTok was like, we love Texas because the culture. I'm like, exactly, it's the culture. And I started realizing it is the culture. It's the culture. Like, they just think they're right about everything. And they don't like, and then when you bring like actual evidence to them, they don't want to accept it. It's like, ugh. Like I said, conservative, what are you conserving? You're conserving the culture. But the culture is only what you're doing because of nature or what's going on around you. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know? Like right now they're hiring people because it's peak season, they say. They say that in the, you know, the manufacturing companies and the, you know, warehouse companies, they say it's the peak season, but it's not really peak season. We're about to, like they said in Vikings, you know. She's like, why should we make any deals with them? Well, we don't have any keys to the city of Paris. We're running out of food, and winter's coming. Do you need any more reasons? That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, it's like, winter's coming, you know what I mean? In winter, nothing grows, so of course, hello, you know? That's what you need, like, preserves. You plant the seeds in spring, it grows in the summer, you pick all the apples in the fall, and then when you eat the apples all the way to winter, but they're gonna go bad, so you end up, like, putting preserves in them. And you make it into applesauce, apple cider, and you're drinking that during the winter season. You're eating that during the winter season. Anyways, so yeah, a lot of people are trying to get hired right now. It's crazy. A lot of them are actually out here on the streets. I can see a lot of people coming from there. And they're like trying to go to this library, charge their phones, they're trying to hang out over here. It's kind of crazy because you're like, man, you know, I didn't have really a bad situation, but they're white women, so, you know, they probably don't like you. They probably really don't like you. You know, I'm trans and I'm black, so I was getting like stares and looks kind of like people double taking. Somebody did a double take on me. Like, we're all sitting there staring at her at the screen. In the screen, she's all pointing out, like, you know, different things about the job and the company. Next thing you know, I got a woman that's just like, and they don't do it like, oh, you're right next to them. They do it like on some, like, you're sitting in the back seat, they're sitting in the front seat, all the way on the side, and they gotta like do a whole. towards you and whatnot. It's really annoying. It's really annoying. You're just looking like, and I was just like this. just like this. Like, I'm just chilling, like, sitting there. She got it. You know, it's making me believe, but it's really weird because, like, you know, I don't know, whatever. That's when, you know, that's when I realized that is what you call a transphobe. Why are you a transphobe? Because I started thinking about it because I'm like, back in the day, I remember being in high school, I saw somebody who might have been whatever, I don't know, and it was like, I questioned it, but I didn't think that much of it. You know what I mean? But they were like literally walking in front of me, and I was seeing them turning and talking to their friends, which were girls. I think that was a guy, but I don't really know. Like, you know what I mean? But they were so pretty or not, and girly looking. But I didn't really care. I just said, back in the day, we actually just drafted them to either or. Whether that was a guy or a girl, you know? But now, because we know the science and y'all know the reality, y'all want to still be in crazy denial, be like weird and crazy, and that's what you call a transphobe. It really is a phobia, you know what I mean? It's trans person, like, okay. You're back in your mind, think they're doing something malice, and you're Chris crazy. Don't go no further than that. You're just crazy, and that's what it be like. So, yeah, I'm starting to realize like some people really are transphobes, and I never was that way. That's the weird part. I was never homophobic or transphobic. Even when I was like against gay people, I was not with that shit. Like I wasn't like that phobic. I wasn't a phobe. I was just like, oh, I'm a Christian. I'm not supposed to do that. We're supposed to fucking, you know, like, you know, it's crazy because I was never on that shit. Like never. I was never on that. Right? Or I was like homophobic or transphobic. Like nah. And it's funny because I'm like I said, I saw this video yesterday on TikTok, and the dude was like, "Oh yeah, I got molested when I was younger." He's like, "It made me like an extreme phobe." And man, I wrote in the comment section, man, shut the fuck up, bro. Like, yeah, a lot of people got diddled when they were children. Like, it don't make them a phobe. It don't make them want to kill themselves. They don't do all this stuff, bro. Like, it happens. Humans are horny, and they fucking like to take advantage of the humans if they can, and they'll do it sexually. Like, period. You're stupid. Like, grow up, you know? That's what I'm saying. Only in America you all have this like hyper masculinity that even other countries. Like I was watching this other video, this other TikToker or whatever, and he was like talking about he's African. He's talking about how America, y'all, everything is gay to you guys. Everything is gay to the men. Like, oh, that's gay. That's gay. Like, bro, if I order a whole bunch of nachos, we're eating from the same plate. Like, that's not gay, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, I thought the same thing. One time I was with my homies, and I was like in like high school, middle school like time period, and I was like hanging with my homie, and we ordered a whole bunch of like large fries, and we're sharing the fries, and he's like, "No, bro, get your own plate, and I'll pour this shit for you, bro. That's gay as hell. Like people don't think we gay or some shit." I'm like, which lets me know, like, okay, if we really were gay, does that make us gay now for doing that shit? You see what I'm saying? Like, it's just that's why I'm like, y'all crazy. You know, y'all just really crazy. Like everything, he's like, everything is gay. Everything is gay to you guys. Like, what's up with that shit? And it's true. Even when I was first watching Viking, you first watched it. A lot of people thought Ragnar was gay for Athelstan, bro. Like, bro. When he was talking about, I love you. You know what I'm saying? People were like, oh, are you okay? Like, even like, you know, the Once Upon a Time TV show. You got, you know, Emma Swan and Regina, like, they have a whole gay lore about them. Like, what the fuck's wrong with y'all? I be feeling like that one video when he's just like, the guy's like, he burned down my house. My whole family is dead. What am I supposed to do? And the other guy's like, he's like, I'm gonna kill the fuck at you, motherfucker. I be feeling that way with people. Like, I be thinking like, I'm gonna get you, motherfuckers. But yeah, you know, shit. It's crazy out here, man. People crazy, man. I don't know, like my coworker, he was just really crazy. Like, I'm gonna skip like some of the parts that I was talking about before I started the video. But yeah, like, oh, man, that shit actually working pretty. Sure. Already feeling things. Sorry, I'm drinking so much again. I really shouldn't be drinking, you know how it is, but life sucks for me. Maybe I can slow down on alcohol, but right now I'm not feeling it. It's really delicious though. Yeah, I remember when I finally came out as trans. Not really, like, I didn't come out as trans. I was just taking hormones. I started taking hormones, and not even real hormones. The Permifera Mirifica, the Ayahuasca. I was taking this shit, and we were at a fucking, a meeting for work. This fuckface really was like, the boss was like, is there any comments or questions anybody got to say or anything? Anybody want to say anything? He looked at me and was like, hey, tell them you're trans. Tell them you want to be called a girl. And but I'm like, what the fuck, bro? I look at this nigga like he was crazy. Like, well, I gotta put my business out there and shit. Bro, we just here to fucking make pizzas and shit. And, you know what I'm saying? These cheap ass pizzas and shit. Like, stop. Like, you're doing too much. I don't have to disclose no information. Crazy ass. And then, like, one time, I was, like, sitting there just, like, you know, I was in my hormones were fucking, you know, raging up, and it was, like, you know, my first time, you know how you get hormones, that first cry you get or whatever, like, you start crying and shit. Like, yeah, I had my first cry, but I farted when I actually, like, had an outburst. I used to have emotional outbursts at first because it was just, like, I'm so new to this, like, heavy estrogen level. So it was just, like, I would just, like, be like, what the fuck? Like, you want to return it? Like, why would you want to return it? Oh my god! Or like, a woman will be like, man, what's going on? She start, you know, PMSing and shit, and I'll start PMSing with her and shit. Like, man, what are you talking about? And we used to go back and forth. But you know what I'm saying? We used to have PMS with each other, and then like, you know what I'm saying? But like, all them dudes were just like surrounding me. I just don't like men anymore. They're just really like, you know what I'm saying? Men are just delusionally crazy. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't like men. I'd rather be with a woman. I'd rather be with a woman at this point because I just cannot be with men. Like, I just don't like them. It's crazy. Like, I can see why I used to think, like, why the fuck would some trans women not like men and like women? That's crazy to me. Now I feel like I see why they like women because, for one, you start to feel more like a woman physically, physiologically. You know what I mean? Your skin changes, the same sensory, the brain patterns. And so you understand women better, and so you have more of a connection with them. And then, you get what I'm saying? Like, you lose the connection with men that you have with men. But you see that men's connection is not even real. It's built off of, like, patriarchy. Like, the idea of patriarchy is not built on any real connection. And so that just destroys you when it comes to, you know what I mean? And you know how they are. And so it's just like, you're like, ugh. But anyways, so yeah. Shit. So yeah, that's how that is. If that's an elementary school fucking library, though, that'd be crazy, right? You saw how weird how, like, actually like a university library, you know. But behind this library is a school, so I'll probably, you know. There's a lot of geese over here. A lot of geese. But yeah, dude, like, and then it got weird, and then like after that, and then I kind of like, you know, I would toughen up because like you know, like that's just what that's what it is. And then he was like, I could tell he was kind of like looking at me like, are you a girl or not? Like, you know. And a lot of the guys that did that to me when I was in Texas were just really loser dudes. Like, I saw some video yesterday. I don't know what anime or a cartoon it was. I think it was like Chinese women wearing kimonos. I think it was like ancient China or, you know, all that. And they were like, she was like, oh, men are weak. They think they have sex with women. They penetrate a woman and they think that they conquered the world. I'm like, exactly. Like, exactly. like such losers. Most men think that way. They're weird. That's why I transitioned, because I realized like I am nothing like that. I've never been like that. It doesn't make you weak or anything as a person. Like, they're just crazy. Like, they're crazy. And that's why women are not trying to have sex with these guys. These men are crazy. It's not because women don't want to have sex and they're non-virtuous or whatever. Like, dude, these men are crazy. If they would calm down and be normal, it wouldn't be a problem. But they're crazy. He used to say, I'm 35 years old. At the time, you know, I was like 27. He was like, I'm 35. I remember telling him, like, before I transitioned, the coworker, I was telling him, like, I was like, man, some of these youngsters, man, they're like tripping or whatever, right? And he was looking at me like, aren't you young too? I was like, bro, I'm 30 years old, bro. That's when I was like, bro, I'm 30 years old. I looked him dead in his eye. I was like, dude, I'm 30. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I understand black don't crack and all that, but dude, no. Some things are just like, stop. I'm talking about teenagers, 17, 16 years old. You compare me to them. Like, you're learning like them too. Yeah, but you're 35, and it was just weird. He was weird. Like, he started to have kids, and he's all like, man, I gotta get my kids out of this area, man. I gotta get my kids out of here. Like, you know, he's all like, oh, I gotta get my kids out of here. I don't want them to deal with all this. Like, my neighbors keep on partying every night. I'm just gonna, this dude, like, then do it. Like, why are you working at Little Caesars? Like, you're 35 years old. Like, you should have been, like, figuring it out. Then he was, like, bluffing about not having a job for, like, a year, which I knew I was stupid. You're Hispanic and you live in Texas and you don't have a job. You can't get a job for a year. That's a lie. That's a fucking lie. And his girlfriend had the car all the time. I was just like, man, fuck this guy. Like, I just feel like he was a fucking weirdo. Even how he sounded, he didn't, you know, he didn't even know Spanish like that. So, you know what I mean? He's just like trash. You know what I mean? He was just trash. So I was kind of like, what the hell? Like, what's wrong with you? You're an idiot. You know? Like, I was like, ugh, nah. I ain't like him. I think that's the reason why my boss was heckling him a lot, just fucking with him. Because he knew, like, you're full of shit. You're a weirdo. Shut the fuck up. And he wasn't, like, outright with it. You could tell, like, it was a little weird. It was a little weird. Anyways, whatever. So, all them motherfuckers are weird. And then that coworker, the last time I saw him, he was like working and he was trying to. I think he transferred, but he was weird. He was always trying to protect himself on some street shit. Lame ass. I could tell he was bluffing and shit. Like, oh, I'm from the streets, and I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Like, he would say anything, bro. Like, all these dudes, like within like 1 week of me taking Peripheral Malefica, 1 week, everybody was like literally on my tippity tip toppity tip. I'm like, dude, a week? Shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop. Y'all niggas are weirdos. Even the teenagers were like, why is your skin looking so clear? Why is my skin clear? Why is my skin clear? Dude. What is wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, if clear skin is an indicator of being a female on that level, I do not want to talk to you people. You are mentally ill. I don't care. And that's why I understand why a lot of cis women don't like trans women. Because how can you tell the difference between a trans woman who actually deserves her femininity or earned it or has a real connection to it, or somebody who's, you know what I'm saying, just a creepy ass dude that's going to take hormones because he has AGP. That's why I say AGP is more of a phenomenon. That's why I don't like a lot of trans girls, because all y'all care about is being pretty. You're weirdos. That's really all y'all are. A lot of y'all are just trying to be pretty. And that's just lame. Y'all lame as hell. You're not like real women. You know, shit. Now, if you want to be passable for survival, that's a whole different subject. But y'all like just want to be pretty. Like y'all really think like I put on a dress, I go spinny, and that's it. Like a lot of y'all suck, but that's what y'all. A lot of y'all mortals. You don't have high levels of spirit. And some of y'all ain't got souls, so I ain't gonna do it to you like that. I ain't gonna do it to you. What you brewing, Ray? What you mean? I ain't brewing nothing. I know you're brewing something. What I'm brewing then? What I'm brewing then? You tell me. Nah, I'm playing. Yeah, it's a thought, man. Some thoughts and shit. Just been like, okay, I'm gonna take y'all over there real quick. I'm like, let me look around and make sure people here really come around. I was looking at videos of Chicago, comparing Chicago and Texas. We're not the same. We're two opposites. Chicago people, straight to the point, they talk really fucking fast. They're like, like Chicago people talk fast. They're straight to the point. They don't really have courtesies like we do, like from the South and from Texas. Like we have a lot of courtesies. We're really chill, laid back, really friendly with you. You know, these people are not like that. They're not like that, which I'm cool with because it's like that's kind of how my personality is. I'm kind of straight to the point and all that. So you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I made a video about this, but like I was watching something about like why are Chicago women so aggressive or whatever. Man, this black girl, because she's black women here, she was all like, "Oh, we're not passive aggressive like you girls from the other places and whatnot. We're straight to the point." I was like, so if you're not passive aggressive, you're just aggressive. Why are you aggressive? You know what I mean? Because you want something and you're trying to get your way. That's not how you do. That's not how you get your way when you don't have claim to that. Like if somebody was touching my bag right now, I'm gonna act aggressive because this is my stuff. You get what I'm saying? But if this is not my land and I'm over here, I'm looking around and I'm all like looking all, there's only two reasons why you're doing it: because you're scared, you're weak, and you're scared of confrontation, but you want to just take people's stuff. So at the end of the day, fuck you. He was a bitch. That's why I had to go to the interview today because the lady on the bus wouldn't let me on the bus. She was like, "That ain't enough free rides. Bye." I'm just looking at her like, I'm trying to get a job, bitch. Like, what the fuck? Another black girl, Trump is not paying for the CTA anymore. Y'all gonna have to, I don't have any money. You're gonna drive down the street and waste the gas anyway, so shut up and let me ride so I can get a job. See, people like that, they don't get it. They don't get it. Let me ride today. I get the job. Now I have money to give you every day. Or I can sit here, not get the job, and then you won't get my money. And many of people I've dealt with in the world, or in the streets, or whatever you want to call it, are like that. Very stupid. And that's what I realized, like, I remember my brother's baby mama, like, did all this type of stuff, and she didn't want to be a part of my family's wealth. You know what I mean? And, like, just so she could be a baby mama. You know what I'm saying? She'd rather live as a baby mama than be married to my brother and be connected to our family's wealth. Don't get me wrong, my family's a piece of shit, so I'm not, like, too angry at her. I get it, but at the same time, you're an idiot. You know what I mean? Like, you already have a baby. Once again, are you a Rasta? Does your religion require you to kind of go against Babylon? Are you transgender? You're not any of these. You're a cisgender, regular. You just, you know what I mean? Like, you're a nah. I remember my dad was in prison, and we told him, my brother told him about it, the situation. He was like, "What, is she stupid?" Like, and I realized that's what Africans think. A lot of African men think about black women is that they're stupid. That's what they be thinking. Basically, a lot of African men think that black women are stupid. And I gotta lie, like, that's what I was thinking the same thing the other day. I was thinking, like, man, like, not that I don't like black women, but, like, you know, y'all kind of stupid, bro. Like, I'm on social media, right? I'm looking at videos or whatever, and I'm just thinking, like, why are black women, like, and then, like, somebody made a video, it was like a podcast, I guess, clip I saw on TikTok, and some guy, I don't know what race he was kind of brown, and he was like, most guys, don't like black women because they think y'all are masculine and whatever. And then the black woman was like, you know we don't care, right? I'm looking at it, I'm thinking like, of course you don't care. Like, you're at the bottom of the totem pole of social society. Like, of course you're not going to care at that point. Like, why would you care? If your race is at the bottom of the totem pole of society, that means the men lose to all the other races of people. So they failed you in your eyes. So you don't care about anything anymore. Duh. You know? But to me, that breeds a level of ignorance. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, dude, like, they're kind of stupid. And that's what I started realizing. I'm watching all these Torah readings and whatnot by black women. I just kind of stopped watching, like, that sounds really bad, but like, I stopped watching, like, black women. You know what I mean? Like, I stopped watching black women on social media because, like, they're kind of stupid, man. Like, I'm sorry, they're just kind of stupid. Like, they just say the most dumbest shit. Like, it's shit that makes you feel good, you know, about yourself and whatnot, but in reality, like, it's not even that good. It's really, like, bad. They're like trauma bond. They're very negative in general. Like, they're just not good people. Like, they're very messed up, you know? And then you start to realize, like, after a while, like, once you get over all that funk, they're kind of stupid. Like, what they're saying is ridiculous. Like, ridiculous. Not all black women, you know what I'm saying? But, you know? Like, ugh. Like, I was watching some video yesterday, and, like, right? I was watching the video yesterday, and this cis woman, actually was cis, right? But she looked like she was trans. It's crazy as hell. And she stitched another clip of a trans woman, and she was like saying, like, you know what? If y'all start doing this to me, I'm gonna just start outing you guys as gay. Then it clipped to the lady, and she was talking about something. Oh, you trans women, you want to be seen as women, but you don't want to accept. I was looking like, what are you talking about? See, that's automatically like a lot, and only mostly black women do that. Sit here and start like, no. First of all, we're not the same. We's not the same. Okay, you need to understand that and understand it well. We are not the same. Okay, for real. Like, trans women have their experiences. Y'all have y'all experiences. You can't compare the two. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And I went in to myself, but I guess I'll tell y'all, like, I won't go too hard in, but like, in so many words, we have been men. We have been men. Some of us have been men. A lot of us were gay men or feminine gay men. You get what I'm saying? Before we transitioned. And even because I know that the society works, even when we were boys, we probably were getting hit on by grown men because of our effeminacy. Okay? So we know how that relationship is between men. And it'd be even different if you were, to me personally, I feel like, you know, people like me are stronger, like, or at least like more knowledgeable, because we've been like masculine men or masculine boys, and then we had a feminine side to us. And when people saw that feminine side, they wanted to, you know what I mean? A lot of these trans women that were always feminine, they don't understand how it is to be a masculine person, masculine man, for a masculine boy first, and dealing with society, and then have men see your effeminacy come out every once in a while and try to bring that out to you. See, when you're already a feminine boy, You know, you might have men, young people, whatever you want. So you might have males attracted to you in that way. You know, I wouldn't say inherently sexual, but they'll have interest in you. You know, but when you are masculine, they don't, not inherently. You know, but if they start picking up on, oh, this person will be feminine, they have a feminine side, then they start to try to bring that out. You know, to be attracted to it or whatever, right? So, in so many words, we know we know the whole nine. We knew how it was when we were masculine, when we became feminine. You get what I'm saying? When we came out as gay for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? When we became feminine gay men, or androgynous or whatever, to beginning of our transitions, to deepen our transitions. You get what I'm saying? So, it's not, you can't compare that. You get what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like, you don't understand where we're coming from. When we sit here, we say we calling out these dudes as gay. The same dudes that's like us, that likes trans women, or whatever you want to call it, are this, like the same dudes that will fuck. You ever seen that picture? It's a movie. I can't remember the name of the movie because I saw it on Amazon, but I didn't watch it. It had John Cena in it, and he was wearing a Catholic schoolgirl outfit. You know, of course, too small for his size. And he had like a blonde pigtail wig or whatever with some eyelashes and lipstick. Those dudes that we talking about will have sex with him, like straight up, and be like, "You're a girl right now," like all crazy, you know, because patriarchy makes them. So this is what these dudes would do. Literally, they'll be out here. I'm not trying to play with you. I used to look up on Reddit when I was into like my cross-dresser sissy phase or whatever, and I used to look up like, I'm 6'2", like da 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 da, like, can I still be a sissy or whatever? And like people were just commenting like, girl, yes, as long as you like play the part and look the part. So basically, if you're a crossdresser, puts on makeup, you're a transvestite, and you try to act, oh my god, like all prissy and sissy, like that's enough to turn these men on. Like they don't mind John Cena, they don't mind Dwayne the Rock Johnson. In drag, you know what I'm saying? They're crazy. They'll call you a fag though. What? Crazy as hell. Crazy as hell. You know what I mean? I'll take it even further though. That's not even what they love. They'll do that because they feel like they have a mental, like psychological, social position over you. Right? You're the woman, you submit to me. But in reality, what they really crave is another hairy ass, burly dude. Not because they're in love with this dude, but because they can walk in society, they can be best friends with this dude, have him around all the time, go anywhere they want to go. You know what I'm saying? Basically, all the things, right, that gay people really truly love, like gay men love, just like gay women. That's the real reason why they do that shit, right? But they're not open enough with themselves, so they stay mentally in a space of like, oh, we're friends with benefits type shit. That's gay. Like, you know, I have relationships with women, sex with men. Newsflash, that means you're gay. And they take it and they come to us. They try to come to us, and it's like, yeah, hell nah. Get your gay ass over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gay, boy. I'm talking to a trans woman. That's crazy. You don't even have the same skin as these motherfuckers. Hair different. You get what I'm saying? Physiological. Motherfucker got titties and shit. What the fuck is you doing? You know what I mean? Like, you crazy, G. Some trans women lactate. You crazy, G. We're not the same. And you want to sit here and, because you're a patriarchal homophobia, and like, nah, get the fuck out of here. You know? So that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why she did that shit. But like, you as a cis woman would never understand that because you're a female. You're on the female spectrum side. So it's like, calm down. I guarantee you it's the same thing. If you were a trans man, would you really want a woman, a down low lesbian, to be trying to hit on you? No, like, oh, but you really like a woman because you have a vagina, and that's why I don't like with you. She gonna be like, you're like, bitch, I don't have titties anymore. I have a full fucking beard and muscles and shit. I'm hairy as fuck. My voice is deep as shit. Like, I'm looking at you like you crazy. They're looking at you like, you're crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's the same shit. But it's not because you understand this as a concept. This woman, usually black, just hates men. But why does she hate men? She hates the black man because he didn't save her from the white man. Because she's at the bottom of the bottom. She just hates everybody. So, that's what I'm saying. So you just sound like a fucking idiot. The fact that you're even trying to talk and you had nothing to do with that, you stupid. You crazy. We done, like, in the conversation, you know? Like, that's why I don't like black women now. Like, they're sorry, like, and I had to come to that conclusion. Like, a lot of dudes come to that conclusion. They're like, yeah, I just don't attract black women. Like, every time we try to get together, it just don't work out because the most is crazy. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Like, I'm saying, like, I don't like black women. Don't get me wrong, I ain't for I don't be like, oh, well, you like white girls? White girls to me are kind of like, okay, the fantasy. They live in La La Land. A lot of them live in fucking gumdrops and lollipops and rainbows and gummy bears, all of that shit. Even the ones that are the crackheads on the streets, they act like that. You know? So, anyways, shit's crazy, man. Like, y'all be crazy. Like, y'all weird. That's why, you know what I'm saying? But in the past, even the whole Looney Tunes commercials and cartoons, not commercials, but cartoons, they'll like to show like the showgirl, her whole body's covered. All you see is her eyelashes and her legs and some of her ankles or whatever with the high heels. Then she'll take it off, and she's like hairy, has hairy thighs and a mustache, and everybody's just like, oh, they go from like to being like, like, you know. But back in the day, you just thought she was an ugly woman. You picked the side, you know. Nowadays, it's like, oh no, you know what I mean? That's a trans person, and that's why people be hating. Even for me, they be looking at me like, okay, sir, they know you trans, but they hate the fact that you're trans. They hate the fact that they're wrong. They hate the fact that you don't feed into their delusions. They're fucking crazy. I'm gonna just cut y'all real quick. We almost like 50 minutes in. I wish I can show you guys, but I can't flip the camera like that, so I gotta just flip it. I can't see a damn thing. I really wish I could flip it, but I only flip it on live. Shit ton of geese. Yeah, that's like the person's house over there. I don't know if it's technically his land or not, but I know it's not. That's where I'm at right there. At the library. Beautiful trees. It's fall, so I don't know. Chicago fall. When I was getting a job, she was like, "You picked a good time to come here." I mean, sarcastic shit, like, cause yeah, it's about to get stupid cold. Like, we only in October, and I'm really like still wearing a big ass thick hoodie. So imagine the Chicago wind comes in. It's mostly cold near the Michigan. You know what I'm saying? Lake Michigan, only because, you know, of course, you know, those winds come in. There's nothing blocking off the winds like buildings or mountains or anything. So, for sure, it's gonna just all that clouds, wind, a lot of geese. Chilling with it too. What's up, bro? He's like, hey man, I ain't trying to get into it. But look at this thing. I swear, like, that's what I love the most. I came over here yesterday, I'm like, damn. It do could look kind of scary though, like they hang some niggas from this tree, but you know. I swear to God, I thought it was a pond. But they have a lot of lakes or whatever, I don't know what to call this. A pond that are like man-made, I guess. It do look like Abraham Lincoln was like here. You know? It do like he was just walking around with an axe, just chopping down branches and shit, firewood. I mean, took it back to the school right there or not, you know. The chip chip Cheerio. Kind of wild, right? So I didn't see this before because all this, but like, you know, look at that. Got a whole sewage system right there. So you already know, you know. It's kind of quite beautiful over here. I will put out my mat and sit on the ground, but there's a hella ants. That's why there's so many ducks here, probably. There's so many bugs around here. Yeah, that's what we're doing, guys. I forgot what it's called, but there's like a little sign or something that says what it is. Let's see. I'm not seeing the sun right now. Probably should. Get some sun. It'd be cold as hell at night. Where is that? Where is this thing? This is like a little sign, I swear to God. That's crazy. Where's that sign? I'm tripping. I'm tripping, y'all. It's the Golden Weeping Willow. Yeah. Planted in 2008. Look, I was planted like shit. 200 years ago or some shit. I don't know. Yeah, that's what we dealing with. That's what we dealing with. Trees and different type of trees. I'm gonna go ahead and call it. Put that out for you guys. Just chilling. Catch you on the next one. Peace.